And our aim is to make business inclusive and give female entrepreneurs all the tools they need to build successful companies.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to We Are Duffree's Perspectives.
We have a lot of responsibility. We reach thousands and millions of people through the projects that we're doing.
We are a creative agency maximizing the positive impact on businesses, society, and our planet.
So if you currently look at all communication marketing campaigns, it's not always representing society.
Radical change needs to happen now. Otherwise, brands and companies are going to get left behind.
If you're a marketing manager, if you're in a senior position, you're an opportunity maker. So how can you redistribute those opportunities in an interesting way?
Every week, founder Mitchell talks to visionaries and changemakers who are shaking up the status quo.
We create content for every living soul on this planet.
Get ready to be launched into a new perspective.
So to start off with, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Rixt Herklots. I'm the director of The Next Women. The Next Women is a network of female founders and investors based here in Amsterdam. But we operate on a global level, and our aim is to make business inclusive and give female entrepreneurs all the tools they need to build successful companies.
That's cool. How did you get there?
Well, by accident, actually. So with The Next Women, we really also try to teach women how important a good network is. And I got this job through my own network. So I was a new graduate looking for a job, applying to different kinds of job openings in the cultural sector, because I really wanted to work for a museum or something like that. And I did that for 10 months. Got some interviews, but didn't get the job in the end. So I thought to sort of broaden my scope. And I started working at a placement agency, where on day 2, I thought, well, this is not me for the rest of my life, but let's just see where it takes me. And then after 4 months, an old college friend called me, and he was already working at The Next Women. And they just did a huge event, and everyone sort of had to do that on the side. So they decided that to continue that event for the next year, they wanted someone full-time dedicated to the project. And so he gave me a call, and I decided to jump ship. And so after 5 months, left the first real job and started this one, and stuck around ever since.
How long ago was that?
A little over 4 years.
Cool. What is The Next Woman? What do you do?
Yeah, so as I said in the intro, we're a network organization of female entrepreneurs and investors, and The Next Women was started already over 10 years ago by Simone Brummelhuis, and she's also the co-founder of Eens.nl, the famous restaurant booking website that we had here in the Netherlands, which was sold to TripAdvisor in 2015. And she started the organization from her own need as a female entrepreneur to have an old boys network for women, to be able to confide, to gossip, to also just pour their hearts out, but also a place where you can find knowledge that is relevant when you're growing your business, inspiring stories of people who've gone before you. And the part that made us, or that makes us different from a lot of other organizations out there, also direct access to finance. So in 2014, we already had our first fund, which were 80 women that put in 10, 20K, and that amount is invested back into around 35 women-led companies. And now we are also one of the co-founders of the first female-focused venture capital fund here in the Netherlands. And as on the networking side, which is my cup of tea, entrepreneurs, investors become a member, and then get access to our programs and to our coaching, mentoring, get proposed to the funds that we have in our network. And the aim is to give women all the tools that they need, where they do have a tendency to have a harder time finding the access or getting the access. and thereby building an inclusive business ecosystem.
I'm flabbergasted. It's so cool and it's so nice. It's so important.
Well, that's funny because a lot of Dutch people actually don't believe that it's important. I think maybe there's a generational thing there as well. But Esther Mollema, who's from the company Mrs. Mindbugs, they did a research in 66 countries, and actually the Dutch people have the most discrepancy between who we think we are and how we act. Because we think we're very open-minded, relaxed, gezellig, but the way that we act, we're very conservative, very us versus them. So that makes conversations about feminism, about racism, about equality, about inclusivity super difficult here, because we first have to have the discussion that it's an actually relevant topic, instead of being able to say, this is a topic and it's relevant and it's happening here, and how can we change that? So we're sort of 2 steps before that part yet.
So how do we change the narrative? How do we educate more people?
Yeah, I think, so the first
And
thing
I'm
is...
sorry, I have to say, I'm also sorry for asking you this, because I shouldn't be asking you how to educate us. But I think it's from the position you are coming from, I think I'm really curious to hear how we can change the narrative, actually.
Yeah, and thanks for apologizing. But I have the same discussion with my boyfriend, actually. We've been together for a little year now, and he has never been confronted with anyone in his direct environment about these issues ever before. So he's always like, I'm super proud of you, and you're really trying to make an impact and to make a change. But yeah, it's too far. It's too far from my bed, this whole topic. So tell me more about it. And the last a few months ago, we had an argument about it, because I said, like, I'm busy convincing people the entire day. I don't want to come home and also convince you. So grab a book, read an article, come back to me. Then I love to talk and tell more, but do the first effort. And I think from in a broader sense, we are, especially in the Netherlands, really still in the awareness stage. It's all about creating more awareness. I know that what you're saying is it's not up to women to educate men, but I think for the first steps it is, because especially looking here in the Netherlands, men have no clue. And not all men, and there's exceptions to the rules, and there's wonderful, great guys calling themselves feminist and really understanding, and not calling it just for the fun of it, but really understanding what's going on. But it is also teaching your sons, talking about stuff with your sons, with your partners. I think for us, and what I experience in my direct environment, but also in the entrepreneurs that I meet in my work environment, we as Dutch women are also really trained to just think, oh, let's just do it myself. It's quicker, or had the same thing that I had with my boyfriend, like, oh, I'm too tired, I don't want to talk about it. Which I talked about this with a therapist, and I said, it's really crazy, actually, that I want to tell the entire world what's motivating me, what's driving me, what my mission is, but the person that's closest to me, I'm too tired to explain it to him. And I think that's coming back to that first question. I understand the annoyance, because I feel it myself as well, where I'm like, come on, what does it hurt? How much does it hurt you to pick up a book yourself, or to read about stuff, or to educate yourself? But on the other hand, expecting people to educate themselves if they don't feel the pain or feel the discomfort, feel the setback, that's expecting a lot from people.
What entails the next Woman 100?
The next Woman 100, it's a list and a corresponding research that we do every year for 9 years now. And it's the list with the 100 most successful female entrepreneurs in the Netherlands. And since 5 years, we've also added a to-watch list. because we do have some steep criteria, and you need to be making 2 million in revenue to be eligible, and a few others. So we saw that is a quite a small group. I mean, if you consider that 94% of entrepreneurs don't surpass 1 million, and we're looking at the ones doing 2 million, and then the women. So we've also added a to watch group because there's a lot of cool stuff also going on just below that level. And it's really about the reason why we started it is because female entrepreneurs asked, where are my role models? Who has done it before? Who can I look up to? Who can I give a call for some advice? And we really saw the need to make them more visible and thereby actively creating more role models.
What are some success stories from the next woman?
Well, I think from the organization side, the fact that we've gathered 80 women to invest in 35 companies, that's been quite a success story. We've had some great companies that we've supported there as well. One of the biggest success stories is actually Vest Amsterdam, which is a furniture company, sort of more modern IKEA. So a little more expensive than IKEA, but not so expensive that you can't just regularly buy it. We invested the first 3,500 euros in her to help her get to a fair in Paris to sell her stuff. And now she has 2 locations in Amsterdam. She's selling international, and she's also in our Next Women 100. So that's really a cool one. I think from others, last year we had 18 women from the Next Women to Watch. So that did less than 2 million enter the Next Women 100 lists.
Wonderful. What is the dream? What is your dream?
What's my dream? Well, the dream is in a world of equality. That's the dream where it's in every sense for me personally to walk on the street if you're a homosexual couple and to not be yelled at, to apply for a job and to be valued on your merits, but also to have had that opportunity to fully fulfill the potential that you have, right? So if we can really adjust that on both ends and to really celebrate everyone's potential and help them live that, then that's the dream. I don't see us getting there in the next 10 years. Maybe not even in my lifetime. I don't think so. But if we all keep working towards that, then at some point we need to get there, right?
There is a goal, and it's the process that for now at least counts.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for being here, for having this conversation.
Thank you.
One more question. How can you become a member?
Go to thenextwomen.com, and there's a variety of memberships to choose from. And if you have any questions, there's also our contact info, and we gladly talk you through it.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.